Okay. So I always think that's best to start with just you introducing yourself and your music. And then I have a few questions. And then I like to open it up to talk about whatever you'd want to talk about or want an audience to know.
Cool. So I'm Jerome Motley, but I go by Pink Nois. I am I would describe myself as a cinematic R&B and pop artist. And yeah.
Yeah. So my first question is just who are your biggest influences musically?
Um, hmm. I think my biggest influences would have to be it's like a very like wide range of people. Or not necessarily people, but like different time periods. So I feel like I'm very influenced by like the weekend, who's like more current and recent. Um, but I'm also really influenced by like Boys to Men and like Stevie Wonder and other people like that that have kind of like shaped the way for like the just like R&B genre in general.
Yeah. The classics, of course.
Hmm.
Yeah. So to kind of go off of that, my next question is just who or what inspires you?
I think I'm usually very much inspired by just like the things that happen in my own life. But I think the fun and the storytelling takes a big part when I kind of make, I guess, like these experiences that I have like somewhat like bigger or larger than life. It just makes them like, I don't know, I feel like it makes it more easy to understand sometimes for like larger audiences, and it gives people a bigger chance to like relate with something rather than if I was just like, oh, I did this and that and stuff like that. But yeah, it's definitely all about like taking the things that I've lived through and I don't know, turning them almost into like a big like fantasy story that I feel like people just have an easier time like understanding and gravitating towards.
Yeah. And I feel like that's really dope. And I think that really shows in your music as someone who's listened to you for a few years now. Like, I feel like I can really hear that when I listen to your songs.
Thank you.
So, my next question is just kind of what are your goals for 2022 since we kind of just started this new year?
Hmm. I definitely want to I feel like I'm in the process or like trying to get myself in the headspace of creating another almost like new experience to sort of continue this story that I'm creating. And I feel like a big part of that is being like very introspective, like getting to know myself, understanding like who I am as a person, what I like and what I don't, like going to therapy, all of that stuff, interacting with the people I love, um, just learning about myself as much as possible so I can have, um, not necessarily for the sake of having more content, but um, that would, that would be the fuel for the fire of like creation for me, I guess.
Yeah. And I think that's really important as a person and an artist to just take the time to know
Absolutely.
yourself.
Absolutely.
So my next question, it's my favorite one to kind of ask people. And it's just how does your life influence your art? And how does your art influence your life?
Hmm. I feel like uh I feel like that's the hard question for me because I I kind of fall into this weird like, I don't know, I guess the best word or way to describe it is like a paradox almost, where it kind of like feedbacks on itself. Like I might do something in real life that I'll write music about, and then the more that I write about it, I kind of realize, oh, this is something that I do way more than, I thought. So is it like, is it, am I following what my music is saying that I do, or like how I'm like putting myself out there to the world? Or did I like subconsciously, like, I don't know that I was this way all along and just continued that pattern and just somehow wrote about it. So I guess to answer your question, I'm not too sure.
And that's okay. That's the beauty of it. We don't have to have all the answers.
That's a fact.
Yeah. So my final question is just I hold it.
Oh, hi.
I had to, you know.
Absolutely. I understand.
Yeah. So my final question is just kind of what do you have in the works? Anything you'd want to plug?
Mm. The one thing that I can talk about right now that is definitely going to be happening soon is that Bree Morrissey and I have kind of worked with a few uh, producers from Korea uh, to remix the new track Pining that we have out. That's also out, that's been dropped recently. So I guess that's like good to mention as well. But we have like a little EP coming with a bunch of like different remixes and like very different styles for that song, and they all like sound like really really cool. Like I'm very excited to share that like collaboration, like that different like take, not just like musically or like stylistically, but also like internationally. Like there's going to be a lot of like different ways as far as like branding and like distribution that is going to be taking place for us to put that project out as well. And that's going to be like the first time I've really done anything like that. So I'm really excited for that. And I think a lot of other people will be too when it comes out. It sounds really cool.
Yeah, I'll definitely tune in when it drops.
Hey.
Yeah, so this is kind of where I like to open it up to anything you'd want to talk about or want an audience to know, just because, like I said, I feel like we don't always have the space as artists to just talk to each other. So, yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. One thing I guess I would say is well, the first thing is I appreciate your patience to whoever is like listening to me and is following like the story that I'm trying to create. A lot of it is directly related to my personal life. And that can be very difficult to tap into. Like for as much of the, I don't know, like um the cocky, like very Leo like shit that I put out, like there's a lot of introspective stuff that takes a lot of hard like second glances at myself and certain people, and that can be really difficult, very challenging sometimes. So it kind of takes me a while to like create, sometimes, especially when I'm doing more difficult stuff like that or touching on more difficult topics. So I just appreciate the love and the patience that everybody's like had while I go through those processes. Um, and also, I think the other thing, and probably the final thing that I want to say is I have a website. It's www.pinknois.com. I know I should probably like put it in more places. So that's my fault, but it does exist and there's a lot of cool stuff on it. And hopefully there will be merch on it soon. So if y'all could check that out, that would really help, please. Okay. Thank you.
No, I get it. And also creating merch, like that's like a crazy thing to do.
Yeah, it's coming hopefully.
Not like crazy, but like it's like time consuming and like a lot.
Nah, it's definitely crazy. I hate anything that has to do with mail.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Just email. If I could just email the merch, it'd be easy, but it's not the world we live in yet. We're not completely metaversed yet. So yeah.
And of course, I know I'll always be looking forward to your next projects.
Thank you. Likewise. We love to see it.
Because like I remember like when I first heard you when I was a freshman, I was like, wow, this guy's really talented.
No, thank you so much. No, I remember listening to you. I was like, yo, I don't know. It still gives like very like FK Twigs like industrial vibes, and that's my shit. Like I've always fucked with the sound. So no, I'd say bad words on this.
I don't care. It's cool. It's very casual here. It's all about just talking. So
Hey.
and up next, I'm in my fuckboy era, as I should be. City girl.
Look, and you know what? Talk to them.
You gotta get the city girls up,
No, it's time for your interview now.
But yeah, if there's anything else you want to talk about, feel free. Like that really is the whole point. So.
What else? I'm at a place in my life where musically I'm getting kind of bored and I would love some beef. So if you have a problem with me, please write a diss track ASAP. I would love to respond to that. I know Holden's kind of mad at me right now. They're probably gonna write a diss track about me later. We're gonna hash that out.
Yeah.
So
let Holden know. I'll make the beat.
Facts. Facts. Absolutely. What? Yeah. I think that's it.
And yeah. Again, I really appreciate you being a part of this. Like it does mean a lot to me. I mean that genuinely. And yeah.
Absolutely. I'm blessed to be a part of it. Thank you for having me. And yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course. Okay.